Listen up, warriors, because this one's going to hit like a lightning bolt straight to the chest. One day she's in your arms, whispering forever. Her eyes burn with promises. Her laughter feels like music, written just for you. The world is yours together, but then, like a cruel twist in a movie you didn't sign up for, she's gone. Her texts vanish, her calls are non-existent. All that's left is this deafening silence. A silence so loud it crawls under your skin and grabs you by the throat. Tell me, does that hit close to home? It feels like drowning in an ocean of questions with no shore in sight. What did you miss? What did you do? The mind becomes your worst enemy, spinning webs of doubt and self-blame. But let me ask you something. Why are you letting her chaos become your storm? Why are you handing her the keys to your peace? Here's the truth no one else will tell you. This isn't about her, not her silence, not her mixed signals, not even her pulling the rug out from under you. It's about you, the man staring back at you in the mirror. This is the moment where boys get broken and men are forged in the fire. Life doesn't hand out manuals for moments like these, but Stoicism arms you with something far greater, a mindset that bends for no one and nothing. Think about it. Why let her withdrawal become your weakness? Why let her silence scream louder than your strength? You don't control her actions, but you do control how you rise, and rise you will, like a phoenix out of ashes, like a warrior stepping out of the wreckage, scarred but unshaken. The world will pull you apart, people will ghost you, betray you, leave you hanging in the void. That's life, raw and ruthless. But here's the kicker. It's not about avoiding the storm, it's about becoming the storm. When she pulls back, don't chase. When she's silent, let her hear your silence echo louder. When she disappears, let her feel what it's like to lose a man who refuses to crumble. You want to master this? Stay with me, because we're not just talking about how to survive this. Oh no, we're talking about how to thrive. By the end of this, you won't just understand her actions, you'll understand your own power. You'll walk through the fire with your head high, your soul intact, and your heart untouchable. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to step up. You're going to like this video. Share it with every man who needs to wake up to his own greatness, and smash that subscribe button like it's the last thing standing between you and your best self. This is your call, your wake-up moment. Let's rip the mask off this situation and build the kind of strength that leaves the world speechless. Ready? Let's go. Number 1, misalignment of expectations. Misalignment of expectations. Yeah, sounds like some dry, boring phrase, right? But let me tell you, this one hits like a punch to the gut. Picture this. You're building something piece by piece. Every word she says fills the gaps. Every touch, every promise, every plan for the future. It feels like you're in the middle of something real, but then, bam, out of nowhere, it all falls apart. Her words are like a dream, telling you one thing, making you believe in the future, but her actions are a different story, a slap in the face. It's like you're playing chess while she's playing checkers, and you didn't even get the memo. That's the chaos of misalignment. It's not just frustrating, it's soul-shattering. You start to wonder, what the hell just happened? You replay every conversation, every touch, every look, trying to find the clue you missed, the moment you should have seen coming. And there it is, the gap, the hole in the plan, the contradiction that makes everything you thought you knew come crumbling down. It's not just disappointment, it's confusion at a cellular level. You feel lost, like you've been running full speed only to slam into a brick wall, and every time you think you've got it figured out, it slips away. That's the thing about expectations. When they misalign, they don't just shake you up. They rip through you, leaving you questioning your worth, your decisions, your understanding of everything you thought was true. But here's the cold, hard truth. This isn't just about her. It's not about the words she said or the promises she made. It's about your own expectations. You built a fantasy around her, around this relationship, and now it's crashing down. But don't let that crumble you, because you have the power to rebuild, and this time you'll build it right. So here's where the Stoic mindset comes in. The world is a mess. People lie, change, vanish. And this misalignment is nothing more than the universe throwing chaos your way to see if you can handle it. Here's the thing. Her actions don't define your reality. Your reaction is what shapes your world. You want the real power. Let go of the expectations. Throw them away like yesterday's trash. You can't control her behavior, but you can control how you respond, and that's where your power lies. When everything's flipped upside down and you're drowning in confusion, you don't chase. You don't beg. You stand tall. You look that chaos in the eye and say, "I'm not going anywhere." You become the storm, a hurricane of strength so unshakable that nothing can blow you off course. You see, misalignment isn't your enemy. It's a test. A test of how deep your roots go, how high your walls are, a test of how strong you are when the world goes off script. And if you can rise from this unbroken, if you can stand tall in the face of chaos with nothing but your will to guide you, that's where the real power is. So stop questioning yourself. Stop chasing answers that don't matter. You are the answer. Let the world misalign all at once. You'll still be standing in the end, stronger, sharper, and more untouchable than ever before. And when that misalignment hits again, it won't even faze you. You'll be ready. Number 2. Valuing convenience over connection. Valuing convenience over connection sounds innocent, doesn't it? But let me tell you, this is the silent killer in modern relationships. It sneaks in like a thief in the night, disguising itself as comfort, as peace, everything's fine. But here's the gut-wrenching truth. Convenience isn't love. It's a mirage, a facade. And when you fall for it, it hits harder than any storm could ever hit. You start floating in this numb gray space. No real depth, no real connection, just easy, just safe. But when did safe ever lead to anything real? Think about it. You're sending texts, sure. You're sharing memes, sending those cute little thinking of you messages. But where's the substance? Where's the soul? Where's the passion that makes your heart explode? Convenience has got you in its grip, and it's hollowing you out without you even realizing it. You're just going through the motions, checking boxes, filling gaps, putting in the minimum effort while expecting something extraordinary to happen. But here's the wake-up call. Nothing extraordinary ever comes from the minimum, and you're left sitting there, wondering why it all feels so empty, so shallow. That's when it hits. When the cold sting of being undervalued cuts through you like a knife. You start to feel it in your bones, that creeping sense that you're just another convenience, nothing more than a convenience store checkout line she walks through when she's bored or lonely. And the worst part, you've been letting it happen. You've been accepting the crumbs, the bare minimum, and calling it good enough. And you know what? Good enough isn't enough. It will never be enough. You've been playing small in your own life, letting convenience dictate the terms of your relationships. But here is where the storm comes in. Life is too short for convenience. Love is too deep for convenience. If you want something that lasts, something that matters, you have to stop settling for easy. You need to get real. You need to get raw. You need to get uncomfortable, because that's where the magic happens. When you're willing to dig into the dirt and get your hands dirty, that's where connection is born. Real, powerful, explosive connection that shakes you to your core. You want to know what real love feels like? It's not the easy text or the quick fix. It's those heart-shattering, soul-bearing, eye-opening conversations, It's the effort. It's the willingness to fight for something that means more than just another day in a relationship that's fine. It's making the choice to push past convenience and go into the deep end, where the air is thick with raw emotion and your heart is pounding like it's alive for the first time. Don't you dare settle for convenience. Stop playing it safe. Stop letting the world convince you that easy is enough, because it's not. Convenience will leave you hollow, and when the storm comes, when life throws you something that matters, you'll be standing there with nothing but an empty shell of what could have been. But connection, true connection, will build you into something unbreakable, something fierce, something unstoppable. So what's it going to be? The empty, effortless, shallow convenience that leaves you wondering, is this it? Or the raw, chaotic, life-shattering connection that makes you feel alive in ways you've never felt before? The choice is yours. Step up, wake up, and let go of the lie that good enough is enough, because trust me, it never will be. Number 3, testing your commitment. She's playing a game, and you're the prize. She throws challenges your way, testing your every move like a puppeteer pulling strings. But you're not a puppet, damn it. You're a man, an unstoppable force. But when she starts pushing your buttons, when she tosses out those tests to see if you'll bend, it hits you like a bomb. Every question, every unspoken word, every mixed signal, like a razor blade across your chest. And you feel it. Don't you? That knot in your gut, that sick feeling that maybe, just maybe, she's not looking for a partner. Maybe she's looking for someone to break. She throws you a challenge. Prove you're in this, and you jump. You try to show her you're committed, that you're ready to sacrifice everything for her. But the more you give, the more you realize something's off. She keeps pulling back, never fully in, and you're left hanging, dangling on a thread. You give your best, your time, your energy, your heart, and all she gives you in return is more tests, more silence, more confusion. It's like you're running a marathon with no finish line in sight, getting farther from each other while you're stuck in this loop of, am I enough? You're sitting there, twisting in the wind, questioning everything. You wonder if you've missed something. Did you misread the signals? Or is this just her playing the game? But let's get real here. This isn't about you. This is about her security, her need to test you to feel safe, and you're just caught in the crossfire of her chaos. But you know what? That's not your problem. It never was. Her games, her tests, they're nothing but a trap to see how far you'll bend. And here's the hard truth. If you bend too far, you'll break. And if you break for her, you'll lose yourself in the process. You'll be lost, broken, chasing something that isn't even real. But here's where the Stoic power steps in. You, my friend, are not here to prove anything. You are not a toy to be tested, a pawn to be moved around. When she puts you through the ringer, when she plays her little games, you stand unshaken because you know this truth. Your worth is unbreakable. And if she can't see that, if she can't understand that you're the real deal without needing to be tested like some dog jumping through hoops, then it's not you who's failing the test. It's her. A Stoic doesn't bend for the whims of others. A Stoic doesn't twist himself into knots trying to please someone else. The test she's throwing at you isn't a test of your commitment. It's a test of your self-respect. And when you don't flinch, when you don't chase after validation, when you stand tall in your own power, unbothered by her games, that's when true commitment is proven. This is what you need to realize. Her tests aren't your responsibility. What you do in response to them is what defines you. You're not here to beg for attention. You're not here to prove that you're worthy of her love, her respect, her time. You're here to stand in your own truth and let her see that your worth doesn't come from jumping through her hoops. It comes from who you are, from the strength in your core, from the value you place on yourself. If she doesn't see that, then let her go. Because the moment you stop playing her game is the moment you start playing your own. And when you stop letting her tests shake you, that's when you'll realize the real commitment is to yourself. You're not in this to prove you'll endure her chaos. You're in this to protect your peace, to stay grounded no matter how wild the storm gets. And if she can't handle that strength, then walk away knowing you're not the one who failed the test. You passed the ultimate test, staying true to who you are no matter what. Number 4, avoidance of vulnerability. You know what's worse than rejection? Never even trying. What's more gut-wrenching than heartbreak? Living a life locked behind walls you built yourself. You've been hiding, haven't you? Hiding the raw, messy, unfiltered version of yourself behind a fortress. Why? Because you're terrified. Terrified that if someone sees the wreckage inside, if they catch even a glimpse of the broken pieces, they'll walk away. Hell, you might walk away from yourself if you had to face that kind of truth. So you keep the mask on, the perfect smile, the cool, calm exterior. You're a shell, a damn shell. And every time you lock yourself in, every time you shove that vulnerability down, it's like a dagger twisting in your gut. You feel it, don't you? That hollow ache, that gnawing at your insides, that emptiness. It's not loneliness, it's self-imposed isolation. It's you standing in a crowd, surrounded by people, but still feeling like you're a ghost, unseen. But you keep running from the truth. You keep pretending everything is fine, that you don't need to be seen, that you don't need anyone to see you for who you truly are. You keep pretending like vulnerability is some weakness, some flaw, when in reality, it's your greatest weapon, the thing that makes you invincible. Because here's the twisted irony. The more you hide, the more you suffocate. The more you lock away your truth, the more you lose touch with the very essence of who you are. And it's killing you. Slowly, painfully, but surely. You can't escape from yourself forever, and no matter how many masks you put on, no matter how many layers of fake confidence you wrap around your body, you can't outrun the truth. That thing inside of you, the one that's been begging to be seen, to be understood, to be loved for what it really is. You're afraid, I get it. You're afraid that if you expose that raw, unpolished, unfiltered truth, people will reject you. You're scared that if they see the scars, the wounds, the mistakes, they won't accept you. But let me tell you something. You don't need their approval. You never have. Because the real rejection isn't them walking away. It's you rejecting yourself. It's you turning your back on the parts of you that make you human, the parts of you that are beautiful because they're messy. And that fear of rejection, of being too much, too real, is the prison you've locked yourself in. Let me tell you something. You've been living in a cage, thinking it's safe, but you're not safe. You're suffocating in a fake reality, a false version of who you could be. It's time to break out. It's time to burn the cage down, and that's where the Stoic warrior in you rises. Because the Stoic doesn't hide. The Stoic doesn't play it safe. The Stoic embraces the chaos. The real power doesn't come from staying hidden. It doesn't come from pretending you're flawless. No, the true power comes when you stand fully exposed, raw, real, unapologetically yourself. That's where the magic happens. That's where connection happens. You're standing at the edge right now. You can keep running. You can keep hiding behind the fake smiles and the everything's fine crap. Or you can step into the light, fully exposed, completely vulnerable. You can stand there with your scars out for the world to see and not give a damn who stays and who goes. Because if you keep hiding from who you really are, if you keep running from your own truth, you'll never feel alive. You'll never feel real love, real intimacy. You'll never feel the rush of connection because you'll always be stuck in the shadows, pretending to be someone you're not. And that's the biggest tragedy of all, not living your truth. So rip the mask off, burn the walls, let them see the scars, let them see the broken pieces, let them see the real you. Because if they walk away, let them go. They didn't deserve you in the first place. But if they stay, if they choose to see you, all of you, that's when you know you found something real. That's when you know you're no longer alone. Vulnerability is not your weakness, it's your strength. And when you stop fearing it, when you start owning it, that's when you'll find your freedom. That's when you'll find your true power. Number 5, the push-pull dynamic. Picture this. 1 second, she's all fire, burning hot, your world lit up in a blaze of attention, affection, everything you thought you wanted. Her words are sweet, her touch electric, like you're the one thing in her universe that matters. And then, in the blink of an eye, bam! Like a switch flips, the fire's out, gone. You're left standing there in the cold, searching for warmth, searching for a trace of that flame, but it's just gone. Silence, like you were never even there. She vanishes like smoke in the wind. And you're frozen in place trying to figure out what just happened. You're stuck, trapped in the mental tornado, dizzy from the storm of confusion. What the hell is going on? What did you do wrong? Is she playing some game? Is she testing me? Every step you take toward understanding only pulls you deeper into the labyrinth of unanswered questions. You feel like you're chasing something, but it's always just out of reach. It's a goddamn illusion. You've been pulled into a twisted mind game that you didn't sign up for. This push-pull dynamic isn't love. It's a freaking trap. It's a game of manipulation wrapped in seductive words, in fleeting glances and moments of false intimacy. 1 minute you're the center of her world, the next, nothing. And you're left there standing in the rubble trying to piece together something that was never meant to be real. But here's the real kicker. You've been chasing it. You've been chasing her like some fool, like a dog in the street hoping for a scrap of affection. The moment she pulls away, you run after her. When she gives you the cold shoulder, you come crawling back, begging, pleading, desperate for a signal that she cares. And she knows this. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's playing you. She's pushing you, pulling you, testing your limits, watching how much you'll bend, how much you'll break, and how long you'll keep coming back for more. But here's where the madness stops. You don't have to play anymore. You don't have to chase her or try to decode her every move. You don't need to keep begging for a sign. You're not some toy for her amusement. You're not her emotional punching bag. You're a king, and you're not about to crawl for scraps. Now, let me hit you with the cold, hard truth. You've been feeding into this madness, and it's time to stop. You're letting this person have power over your emotions, your stability, your peace of mind. You're letting this emotional back and forth control your every thought, your every action. And the moment you stop feeding it is the moment you take back your power. This is where the Stoic mindset destroys this circus. The Stoic doesn't get caught up in the game. The Stoic stands there, solid, immovable, like a rock in the storm, unaffected by the hurricane of someone else's chaos. He's not sitting there trying to figure out her mood swings or decoding her mixed signals. No, he doesn't need to. He doesn't chase. He doesn't run after someone who can't make up their damn mind. He stands in his power, centered in his own purpose, knowing his worth. And if she wants to be part of that, if she wants to join that force of nature, she'll have to meet him where he stands. And if not, then she's not the one. And that's okay, more than okay, because the Stoic understands that true power comes from within. It comes from standing firm, not in the face of love's perfection, but in the face of its imperfection. It comes from standing alone, knowing that no matter what anyone does or says, you are enough. And this is where it gets insane. If you're stuck in this push-pull, this game of constant uncertainty, you've been a prisoner to your own emotions. It's time to set yourself free. It's time to stop chasing, stop begging, stop losing yourself for someone who can't even make up their mind. The moment you stop playing the game, the moment you decide you're not going to let this chaos run your life, you break free from the madness. You're the prize, and anyone who doesn't see that, let them go. You'll find peace, clarity, and the kind of connection that doesn't need to pull you through the mud to prove its worth. So take your power back, stand in your truth, and never chase again. This is where you stop living in the storm of someone else's uncertainty and start creating your own damn destiny. Listen up. Relationships are absolute chaos. You know it, I know it. But the key isn't in trying to fix it, play along, or chase the storm. The real key? You, your inner power, your unshakable strength. The Stoic mind teaches us that life will throw you into the wildest storms, but how you respond, that's what defines you. You're not here to be a puppet. You're not here to beg, chase, or scramble for someone's attention. Hell no. You're here to command your own reality. You control your thoughts, your actions, your every reaction, not based on her mood, not based on anyone's whim. You stand firm. You set boundaries, real boundaries that show the world your value. And when you do that, you stop bending to anyone's will. You start attracting the right people. You don't have to play the emotional back and forth. The games are over. You stand in your power, unmoved like a mountain in the wind. And when she sees that, when she sees your strength, your patience, your calm, she'll realize she's not dealing with just anyone. She's dealing with something rare, something worth holding on to. If she's the right one, she won't run away. She'll be pulled toward you, not because you played her game, but because your presence is something she couldn't ignore. And trust me, she'll remember that. Because when a man stands in his power, unshaken by the chaos around him, he becomes a force. So stop chasing, stop begging, stop playing small. You've got everything you need inside you, and when you stop scrambling, the world will start coming to you. If she's meant to be there, she'll come back. Not because you begged, but because she couldn't find anything like you. And that's worth waiting for.